Hey y'all, bunch of puncher here, and I got some Invincible versus footage for you all. This is from the full release of the game. I picked it up on Steam. Now, this isn't to say that this is my first time in playing Invincible versus at all. I actually got a chance to check it out during the open beta that happened a little while back ago, but I was playing on my brother's PS5 with that, and I couldn't really record that footage for the channel, but playing through that open beta encouraged me to wishlist the game on Steam, and that's what you're watching here is my day one of the full release. So I thought I'd take some time here to kind of discuss my general thoughts on Invincible versus and answer the age-old question: is this game Kusoge? Now, I don't want to bury the lead too much, clickbait title aside. No, I don't think this game's Kusoge. I don't even really think it's that bad, but framing it like that is just kind of a way to get at the heart of my main issues with uh, Invincible versus, and that is that I think it's very janky, at least right now in its current state. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I would say overall, this is a very fun game. I don't think it's gonna overtake 2XKO as like my favorite kind of modern tag fighter. Like right now, 2XKO is still on top for me because I love the character expression in 2XKO so much. But no, this is very fun, and I think Invincible versus has a lot, especially for me, coming from like as a Street Fighter 6 player using modern controls. There's a lot here to really kind of accommodate me. You have simplified inputs for special moves. You have a very intuitive combo system, like kind of a basic Gatling, but it's also very like free form. I would say that's like one of the main things with Invincible versus is that comboing is super easy. I think it's like one of the easier parts of the game. They also give you kind of an auto combo system where, and this is where kind of you get into some of the jank of the game. So on one hand, I think that the auto combos actually kind of have utility, especially for me right now. It kind of fills in the gap for like my overall offense. For example, what I'll do sometimes is that I'll hit an opponent with what is it, like 2H, like down heavy, basically knocks them up in the air. I jump to follow up, and then I just do like the auto combo to start like my combo sequence into like the super, and then you could tag in your other assists, and you just continue the damage from there. Um, so I think it's really good for that. If you don't know what to do in certain situations, just mash light, and it'll like give you something to work with. But it's kind of janky in the sense that its behavior isn't consistent. I've noticed it mainly with Alan, so it might be just an Alan exclusive thing. But there'll be times where I'll try and use the auto combo to try and go into his level 1 super to initiate my like combo sequence or whatever, and it just won't, like it doesn't register that like he has enough meter to go into his super. And I'm not sure what that is. I think it has something to do with like airborne states. Like it's having a hard time kind of determining like if it has meter from airborne. I don't know. I'll have to mess around with it more. But so there's that. I would say a lot of the other jank also kind of comes from the defensive mechanics mainly. Okay, so this game, I can't remember what they call it, Invincible versus, but it's kind of like this game's equivalent of like a burst mechanic where you call one of your assists to like interrupt your opponent's like combo string so you can like get out of it. And I find that it's not nearly as consistent as 2XKO's break system. Like that game's equivalent of burst. And you might see in the footage here where, like either myself or my opponent, or myself, or grammar, whatever, we would try and use the burst, and it just wouldn't like work. It wouldn't like break you out of the combo, and when that happens, you get like all the negative downsides of using it, because in this game, if you try to burst out of a when you use the burst, I can't remember all the negatives. It uses some of your boost meter. The assist they use to do the burst takes like half their remaining life, off as like purple health or like, the recoverable health. And you can't call them for like, it puts that assist on cooldown for quite a bit of time. So it's like very punishing considering how it can sometimes not be as consistent as you would want it to be. I don't know how intentional that is. Maybe it's like a timing issue, but yeah, that's, I don't know. It's just kind of like wonky. But I would say overall the combat in Invincible Versus does feel really nice. I think that's where, I mean, obviously, like with fighting games, I think that's where most of the time was spent. But that being said, it kind of has similar issues to the initial release of 2XKO, where you could even argue a bit of 2XKO now, where there's a lot of jank outside of, not only in some aspects of like the combat, but also like outside of the combat. A lot of people are talking about how there's a lot of rage quitters, and I think I figured out why that might be the case. It turns out that, at least in casual matches, I don't know if you could do this in ranked, you could pull up the pause menu. It doesn't pause the game, but you could pull up the pause menu and then just exit to the main menu from there in an online match, which is weird. I was surprised when I figured out that you could pull up the pause menu. I did it like on accident because I play on pad and my like thumb slipped, right? And it's only two options, like move list and like quit to menu. And so yeah, you don't even need to like close the application to like rage quit in this game, right? It's as easy as just pressing start, hitting down, and pressing A. So that's, I don't think that's intentional. That probably needs to be fixed. God, what else? Oh, the replay system is super messed up. I mean, kudos to Invincible Versus for, having it on release. But you might see again in the footage here that there's an option to hide the UI element, and in most other games, when you press that, it just hides the replay UI element, but it keeps everything else. In Invincible Versus, it sometimes does that, and then it sometimes hides all the UI elements, which is, what I don't want, right? So unfortunately, I just had to leave all the UI elements on, including like the replay control functions for these matches. I hope that gets worked on. Doesn't surprise me though, because according to the achievements, like only 2% of players have watched a replay, so they might not be necessarily aware of that problem. But yeah, that probably. At least for my own sake, with recording footage, I hope that gets fixed. There's also other weird glitches. Sometimes I notice what would you call it, like block spark effects, hit spark or block spark effects stay on the screen. It happens only occasionally, and it's nothing like too game breaking, but you do notice it. And I've noticed in other gameplay there's weird, at least from other channels, that there's weird glitches here and there with some of the visuals and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess my final consensus is that Invincible Versus is very fun to play, but right now it just, I think, needs one or two patches to kind of, buff out the rougher edges, which just seems to be the case for like most new game releases outside of like, most new game releases. Yeah, so weird. But no, I don't. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's not really like Kusoge tier or anything. I think, and we'll see how the game obviously develops as more people play it. I'll probably try and play it more myself. God, there's too many good fighting games. Because I haven't checked out 2XKO in a while. With Street Fighter, I'm waiting for Ingrid to come out, so hope I like her. In terms of Invincible Versus, right now, my team is, the team I've kind of defaulted to is Alan, Lucian, one of the two, and Conquest, right? And Lucian and Conquest are, I think, kind of more the mainstays. Especially Conquest, I really like him, but Alan, I'm kind of iffy if I want to keep him. I might want to, try out a few other characters in his spot. Maybe, oh my god, what's his name? He was voiced by Aaron Paul in the show. uh, Powerplex. Yeah, Powerplex. Might want to try him out. And I don't know, maybe some other characters. I think that's it for me. Oh, and that's like outside of outside of the other criticisms that people have of the game, like uh the $10 cosmetics, which I don't know. I play 2XKO, so I've spent more on skins in that game, but I get the frustration. Especially since you could argue 2XKO justifies it more because it's not just the skin. It sometimes changes character effects. You get like lobby avatar costumes and like a banner and stuff like that. So maybe it justifies it, maybe it doesn't. Don't really know. The short story mode, which I hear like the animation for it is good and the choreography for it, but ends on like a cliffhanger and only takes like an hour to play. A lot of this is just not, the more that I think about it, I wonder how if this game was kind of rushed, if they rushed it out to correspond with like the latest season of Invincible. Can't, just something I can't really confirm, but it would explain a lot. Like I don't know. It's just speculation on my end. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for me. Enjoy the rest of the fights and take care.
This will only make me fight harder. Fight. Stand ready. Come to me. We're not done yet. Elite. I'll crush you. Pathetic. Let me try. Let's get serious. No time. Unacceptable. Fight. Rise. Nailed it. Hold up. Let's do this. Stand ready. Die, sucker. Oh, yeah. I'll crush you. Impressive. Coming in hot. That's nothing. It's gonna hurt. Not done yet. Last one. Heroic. Let's get serious. No time. Jeez. Stay there. Stand aside. Come on. Come on. Nice try. Right. Watch your head. Rude. Hello there. Die, sucker. Oh, yeah. My turn now. I'll crush you. Let's get serious. No time. Dying time. Just another old-ass white guy. Fight. Here. They all feel me. So you. Quit it. I'll crush you. Don't underestimate me. Fight. What fun. Let's get serious.